Bluesboyjag here with yet another four-string. Four-string? What? Four-string? You said four-string? You haven't done a four-string lesson in a long time. That's correct. So, people have been screaming about it and hollering and cussing. Well, no, not really. I'm exaggerating. So, yeah, I haven't done a four-stringer in a while, so I figured I would come up with a reason to have a four-string lesson. So I came up with this reason. If you've ever heard a blues song with the riff on the 1 and the same riff on the 4 and the same riff on the 5, that's what we're going to be doing. And y'all are probably thinking, well, yeah, pretty much every blues song has that. Not really. A lot of them do, but anyway, I'll show you what I'm talking about. So open G. That's your A string tuned down to G, a D string tuned normal to D, a G string tuned normal to G, and a second or B string tuned normal to B. Open G tuning. So here's the lick I came up with. So I'm playing in open G, so I'm sliding with the first finger from the second string, 3rd fret, to the 2nd fret, back down to 0. So it's a backward slide. And then I'm doing the shuffle with my first finger on the 3rd string, 3rd fret. So I'm using my first finger to slide down from the 3rd string, on the 3rd string, from the 3rd fret to the 2nd. And I'm playing the open 3rd string. I didn't describe that very well, did I? First finger on 2, 3, slide down to 2, 2, and then go down to 0. All on the 2nd string. But I'm playing all the strings. So it's a backward slide and kind of a funky shuffle. That's what it is, shuffle. Choking with this hand. I'm not quite sure why I use my first finger here on the 3rd string. Makes more sense to use your 2nd. I guess I kind of got that habit a while ago. I'm not doing anything with my thumb, my slum. Any kind of riff thereof. I'm probably going to be changing this riff up constantly throughout the whole lesson here, but the basic idea is there's a riff for the 1 and a riff for the 4 and a riff for the 5. So real slow, slowing down, sliding down from 2, 3 to 2, 2, strumming all the strums. And I'm doing an up strum because I like to do up strums if the melody is on the high notes, because that brings out more volume on the high notes on the 1st string, 2nd string, and 3rd string. So I most always do upstrokes on those. So we're sliding from 3 to 2 to 0 on that 2nd string. And then I'm going to go down to the 3rd string on the 3rd fret and then play the 2nd string open. Now I'm going to move the camera closer. So from here on out, we'll probably be doing up close stuff. Here's what it looks like. the individual notes, and here's the whole thing with all the strings strummed. Now, if you want to simplify this just to get going here, we'll do a backward slide, and we'll just do that on the second string. So it's backward slide from 3 to 2 to 0, and then 2 ka-chunk ka-chunks. Ka-chunk, 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 ka-chunk. So that's the riff on the 1 chord. It's not a 1-4-5 riff. It's a riff on the 1 chord, the same riff on the 4, and the same on the 5. So we'll get to the 4 and the 5 in a second. So that's the riff. Now we're going to go up here. So what's happening there is I'm going to the 4 chord. I'm barring all the way across. It's the same thing as shoving your nut all the way up here to the 5th fret, right? Now, the hard part. I didn't do that so well. So I'm sliding the pinky, barring actually first on the 5th fret, sliding the pinky 3 frets up, backwards, sliding down from 8 to 7, and then you've already got your first finger on 5. Then I'm putting my pinky on the 3rd string on the 8th fret. I'm not going to worry about the funky choking. Sounds like a bad name. Bluesboyjag and the Funky Chokers. Real slow and up close. I'm not using any finger except my pinky in first. Now we go back down here. Much easier because you don't have to bar it. It's the same riff on the G chord. Up here is the riff, and you're up here on the, what is that, C chord. The 4 in the key of G is going to be a C, and the 5 is D. So now we slide up 2 more to D. And then we go up here. So 1, 4, 5. There's lots of ways you can do it. I could go up to the 5, then the 4, then the 1. That wasn't such a great example. But you're doing the 1 chord and the 4 chord and the 5 chord with the same riff, as opposed to a chord progression, which is different. So we're doing the whole riff on the 1, the whole riff on the 4, and the whole same riff on the 5. That's the 1 or G. That's the 4 or C. Back down to the 1 again. 5 is going to be what, ladies and gents? D, correct. So we're going to go up here to the 7th fret. Back down to the 4 chord, which is the 5th fret. Lots of numbers, right? And the 1. All right, no talking this time. Here's how it goes. So well. So it's a longer progression, obviously, because you're doing a slightly longer riff on each chord, as opposed to a straight 1-4-5 chord progression, we're doing a riff on each chord. Hope that makes sense. So this basically allows you to open up your blues progression, I guess you'd say. It's just a different way of playing the same 3-chord blues, but we're staying on each chord longer, the 1 and the 4 and the 5. Now, if you played hill country blues, for instance, you're probably going to stay on the 1 a lot. Lots of moving around, lots of notes, but it's still just the 1 chord. And you can check out some of my R.L. Burnside examples on some of my videos that give you all the details on how to do that. So this is an actual full riff on each chord. So let's do another one. We're in the key of G, so let's try something here. We'll just do a straight shuffle. So that right there, I'm shuffling with my first finger on the 2nd string, 2nd fret, and I'm going down to the next string and doing the same thing. So I'm staying on that 2nd fret. First finger is going to be on the 2nd string, 2nd fret, and then I'm going to do the open and go down to the next string, which would be your 3rd string, on that same fret. I'm just going back and forth between this chord. First finger is on 2-2. And this chord, first finger is on 3-2. That might sound weird out of context. What? Is that in tune, Jag? Is that the right chord? Hey, I don't know about that. Check it out. Kind of a funky thing going on there. So I'm starting out with that 2nd string, 2nd fret, then jumping over to the 3rd string. So how do we do that on the 4 chord? The exact same riff. Well, you got to have your pinky way up here, because we're 2 frets up here. Remember, that's your open. So if we go 2 frets up here, you're going to be on the 8th fret with your pinky. Wow, that's kind of different, Jag. That's not your typical. Or your typical. So if we go up here to the 5 chord, or the 5th fret, that's going to be your C chord. So we're doing a boogie on the C chord. I'm just jumping around. 3rd string. 4th string with my pinky. Still borrowing on the 5th fret, so this is the D chord. I'm just kind of jumping around. Pinky 2 frets above the 1st finger, so I'm on the 8th fret. 1st string. 1st finger barred. Now I'm pinky on the 2nd string. 8th fret. So if you're in the key of G, that's the same riff I just played up here, but I'm playing it down here. 4 chord, 5 chord. So I'm doing the same riff on each chord, the 1 and the 4 and the 5. Okay, Jag, you do a whole lot of that funky stuff. Let's get away from the funky stuff. Okay, how about just a shuffle? So that's your 1 chord. the second string, 3rd fret, 2nd fret, 0, and the same thing on the 4th. I'm kind of mixing it up too, so. So if I go to the 4 chord, remember, I don't need a finger here to do the 1 chord because the finger's there. So it's going to look different on that 1 chord, right? So I could use whatever finger. I already forgot the lick I came up with a second ago. So you know me, I'm always doing that funky stuff. Lots of choking. Let's do it without the choking. That's what I showed you a little while ago. Here's another really cool thing that I forgot about. Let's say we do the 1 like this. 3rd fret, 2nd string, then 3rd string. Just forget about the choking so we don't have to worry about that. I'm going from the 2nd string, toggling over to the 3rd string with my 1st finger only. One thing that I'm doing that's slightly different is I'm playing this chord and I'm accenting that, so I'm going. Now we go to the 4 chord, do the same thing. So notice how I changed that. Let's try some licks on the 1st string. We're going to be doing a lot of accenting on that 1st string rather than the 2nd or 3rd. So we're still in open G. So let's just try something here. I don't know what this is going to sound like, but we're going to try the 3rd fret and the 5th fret on the 1st string only. So we're going to make the riff dominant on that 1st string. So we'll start out like this. Let's just do the open G. I'm going to go to that 1st string 3rd fret. And a real short 3rd finger on the 5th fret 1st string. So I'm only fretting on the 1, 3, or 1st string 3rd fret, and the 1st string 5th fret. Kind of extrapolated off of that, but you get the idea. You can just kind of jump around on any of these strings, on any of these frets. Make sure it's in the key though, because you don't want that or that unless it's a passing note. Actually, that's not a bad idea. So here's a note which doesn't sound bad if I do this. It's 1st string 3rd fret, but if I hit that note, it's like, ooh, he's drunk, right? But I can go to that note in the process of going down to another note, right? So I can go, but you probably wouldn't want to go, right? That's just, ooh, that sounds like you're drunk. So the idea is basically just jump around, try some different ideas and different strings, different frets. And just see what you come up with. fun with that. Thanks for watching. Check out my website, jagshouse.com. Cigar box guitars just like this one for 20 years. And we'll see you next time.